Leva with Nerd Caliber here at Connecticon 2011, and we're going to be interviewing some cosplayers today. We have Cyclops, Mystique, Sabertooth, and I'm cosplaying as X-23.
Most of the underlayer of the costume is just Under Armour, so that was pretty easy. Just needed to get Under Armour. This is the towing cable for cars, just sewn together. All the pouches had to be hand sewn, whatnot. And then I had my lovely girlfriend Mystique and her mother help me with the serging to get all the stretchy parts. And then the difficult part was making the visor and wiring it up and everything so that when I put it on, I can shoot.
Next we have Mystique. Yeah, tell us about all this body paint.
Oh, it's great. Well, all the blue is Snazaroo body paint, whatever. And the rest of it wasn't too hard. I bought leggings online because I was not too great at the serger. Made my own top out of a corset pattern and some, ice skating fabric I got at Joann's. And then, interesting this year, they weren't allowing airsoft guns or anything like that, so I got some squirt guns and spray painted them black, which was fun. Then the wig and the pin was really all that was left, so it wasn't too hard, but the body paint's a bit of a drag sometimes.
Yeah. All right, so Sabertooth, tell us what your costume's made of.
All right, the overcoat was something just we bought at Goodwill. It's actually pretty high-end, but we just ripped the sleeves off. And then things like the gauntlet material and the shoulder pads and even the breastplate, it's lots of layers of foam that are glued together, and then you take vinyl over it and you just hot glue it over the edges. And it was hard to get the straps on, but that was the most difficult part. And then I got fake nails. I filed them to a point and I just put black nail polish on. And then my hair is the reason I'm cosplaying as Sabertooth. So that was just because it's me.
So that's your real hair?
Yes, that's my real hair.
Very cool, very cool. All right, and then I guess last is my costume. So I'm cosplaying X-23, and I was doing the Marvel vs. Capcom version that just came out. So I made the whole thing myself out of PVC. It does not breathe at all. It's very hot. Don't wear it on a humid day. The boots are just boots that I've had since I was in 6th grade. So, recycle them, yes. The belt buckle is a magnet. I made the necklace out of polymer clay and I coated it in a resin glaze, and then the claws, which are the coolest part of the costume, are made of wood, and they were whittled. I whittled them to the talon shape and then sanded them, coated them in primer and then the metallic paint and then the top coat, and they're actually riveted to detachable Velcro gloves so that they can come off and I can still use my hands sometime during the day. And yeah, the wig, styled it myself, basic long black wig, and that's really all there is to this costume. So we're here with Emily, and she's dressed as Sailor Mercury. And Emily, how did you make your costume? It looks great.
I used a friend's tutorial on Cupcake Cosplay to do the skirt part with all the pleats and stuff. But it's all skirt snapped on, body taped on for the rest. These are all pillow piping and Casa satin and the sheer organza. I draft my own patterns, or I modify a lot of them, or put a lot of them together.
That's great. Did you style the wig yourself?
This came this way, and I just parted it to the side. But most of the time, yes, I style my wigs myself.
Nice. Yeah, and I see that you have contacts on. Are they just to make your eyes look bigger, or are your eyes not actually blue?
Just to make them blue, because my eyes are very dark brown, so I use these ones.
Okay, are they uncomfortable at all for cosplayers?
Not for me. They are uncomfortable for a lot of people, but I've been using them for so long that I don't even feel them anymore. But it takes a while to get them in your first time.
Yeah. Your shoes look really good too. Did you modify those yourself, or did you buy them as is?
Boots, and then just cut them and added the ribbon.
Great, that's really interesting. And what drew you to Sailor Mercury, the character? Why did you want to cosplay her?
I'm a huge Sailor Moon fan. That's what started me on anime and cosplay and everything together. So it's just kind of my area. I normally do Chibi Moon, but I moved on to Sailor Mercury because she was my second favorite. So just going up as I get older to the different characters.
Yeah. All right, what are your names?
My real name is Brittany.
And who are you cosplaying as?
Kitana from Mortal Kombat 2.
And I'm Joey, cosplaying for Reptile from Mortal Kombat 1.
Very cool. And did you guys make these costumes yourself?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. And how did you make your costume?
It was real simple. It's just basic sewing and stitching on the linings.
Cool. And then I know stretch material can be difficult to work with. How did you do?
I'm used to it, so once you get used to it, it's very easy to work with, so.
Nice. And explain the prop on your head.
It's just something I picked up at another convention. It's a Metroid, stuffed Metroid from the Artist Alley. I just carry him around because he's a fun little thing to bring into the cons.
Does he go with your character at all? Any connection?
No, not at all.
And can you tell us about your props?
They're just fans, paper fans, or fabric fans that I bought and I painted.
And now we have a Nightcrawler costume. What's your name?
Nightcrawler.
What's your real name? You don't want to say?
Oh, Kurt Wagner.
All right, great, thanks. Did you make the costume yourself?
I did.
That's awesome. How did you do it?
Mostly sewing machine. These were tabby boots that I just modified at the top. And this was vinyl that I super glued to another piece of vinyl and then sewed Velcro to the back. So it's detachable. And then the rest is paint, prosthetics, prosthetic teeth, contacts. So the tail is clear plastic tubing with pipe insulation around it. And then this is just a piece of foam. And then I made the tail out of spandex, a sleeve, and just slid it all in and sewed it to an elastic belt that goes around the waist.
My name's Caitlin. I'm from League of Legends. Well, my name's Neilani, but I'm Caitlin from League of Legends.
Very cool. Did you make the costume yourself?
Yeah, actually. A lot of time and stress.
That's great. Have you done a lot of cosplay before?
This is probably like my third or fourth.
Very nice. Let's talk about the hat, since that's a really important part, obviously.
Oh, yeah. I took a brim from another hat and put a lampshade on top of it.
Wow, that's actually a really good idea. I really like that. How did you make the rest of the outfit?
Pretty much just made my own pattern, sewed it together, leather, sewed that together, put it together as best as I could.
Very nice. Is that a wig?
Yes, it is.
Did you style it yourself?
I did.
Nice, very cool. And what about your prop?
Well, it was an old Nerf gun that I gutted and then put a lot of clay and paint on it because it wasn't obviously the shape I needed. Added a couple magnifying glasses for my scopes, and that's about it.
My name is Kaylee Byer, and I'm cosplaying Rapunzel from Tangled.
Very nice. And why did you decide to cosplay this character?
Well, I really wanted to do a Tron Legacy costume, but we couldn't find a spandex suit thingy that fit right, and then the EL wire and stuff to make it glow was all really, really expensive. So I decided to be Tangled because that was my next favorite movie.
Did you make the costume yourself?
My mom made the costume, and the two of us made the wig.
Nice. Yeah, you have to tell me about the wig. You should turn around so we can see it, and then tell us all about it.
We took insulator pipe. They're like pool noodles, but a little bit skinnier and a bit more pliable. And we duct taped hair extensions to the pool noodles and sewed them to this wig, and then braided it and duct taped it at the bottom and put a bunch of flowers on it to cover up the tape.
Is it really heavy?
It's pretty heavy. It hurts my back more than it hurts my neck, though. It just, I don't know, the way it's sitting. My neck's actually pretty fine.
Wow. And what do you find is the best way to secure the wig to your head? A lot of pins, wig tape?
It's actually, we just pulled the elastics inside really, really tight.
Wow, that's all, and it stays on like that?
Mm-hmm. It's just the tension holds it on.
Very cool.